Starting it yet. This is so weird being in the studio by myself, but thank you for joining me. Find a nice comfortable seat. My name is Laura. If you have never taken my class in real life, don't be scared of this video. Please just do what you can, especially if you're not feeling yourself. My shoulders, my neck, I think from all the sitting that I've been doing at the computer, our lifestyle is totally different recently. So just move in a way that feels good for you. So come to a nice comfortable seat. If you have a pillow and it's within reach, if you want to grab it before we actually start, you don't have to do it yet. You can do that. Just we'll come into a crow pose, and today we're going to be playing with Astavakrasana, which is 8-angle pose. So it's a fancy crow where you cross your legs, and we'll get into that later. So I like to look into the myths behind the asanas. And Astavakra was a sage, and Astavakrasana is named after him. And the story is that when he was, before he was born, he was still in his mother's womb. His father was reciting from the Vedas, which is the holy texts. And he was making so many mistakes because Astavakra's father wasn't the smartest guy. And Astavakra heard him and started to laugh. So this is before he was even born. So his father heard him, and he got so angry because his unborn son was making fun of him, that he put a curse on him that he would be born bent in 8 places. Asta means 8, Vakra means bent. So when the child was born, sure enough, he was all bent and mangled, but he was also very, very wise. So years later, Astavakra's father was having some philosophical debate, and he lost because, again, he's not the smartest guy, and they imprisoned him. So Astavakra heard this, and he decided that he was going to take it upon himself, and he was going to travel all the way to the palace to speak to the king to try to free his father. But because he wasn't healthy and he wasn't able to walk very well, it was a very arduous, very long journey. So by the time he got to the palace, he expected to see all of these very learned, sophisticated men standing around the palace having philosophical debates. Everyone was so highly educated and intelligent. And instead, when he got there, these random people just started to laugh at him and make fun of him by the way he looked. So this kind of pissed him off. So when he finally did see the king, he said, I'm really disappointed. What a letdown. I expected such nobility and elegance and intelligence. And instead, I get these random, this cobbler guys making fun of me, just concerned with the way my skin looks. So the king appreciated that, and he knew he was right, and he apologized. And then Astavakra wound up becoming an advisor to the king. And in the midst of all of this, he himself won a philosophical debate and won his father's freedom. So when the father was freed, he realized how wonderful his son was, and he felt awful. So he took him down to the holy waters of the river, and he took away the curse. And then Astavakra was no longer dead. So the whole moral of this story, which Dina, I'm really happy that you wanted to show off your screen. Yoga is for every body. It's for every outfit. It's for every size and shape and age, and whatever you can do to feel good within you. That's the important part, right? And we're really finding out now all of the importance that we put on beauty and high maintenance. I mean, nobody's getting their hair cut. My husband's gonna have a beard and a ponytail soon. The unibrows, the no waxing, the no Botox, the gray roots, whatever it is, it's all gonna come out now. And it's kind of funny because with all of the things that we have to concern ourselves with, beauty and our appearance and looking a certain way and being judged or feeling like we're being judged is so far back on the back burner that it's really not important. So the fact that you are here and we are live streaming, and this is how we practice, and you move and you have all kinds of backgrounds, and I see like a shoe closet, and I made it to the studio and I run around, so my dog crosses through the camera. None of that really matters right now. So you're beautiful. Everyone has that beauty and that wisdom within themselves. And that's really what we want to bring to the surface and appreciate. So bring your hands together. Prayer at your heart. Take a nice full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth. Let it all go. And just find your stillness and let that story resonate within you. Feeling your beauty. It's not on the outside. And your wisdom. And your kindness and your empathy, and all those beautiful qualities that we hold that make us beautiful. And then even though you can't hear each other, We'll share an Om energetically, big breath in. Open your eyes. Namaste. Okay, so let's come to our mats. If you have a block or a book or a box or anything that might raise the floor a little bit that you want to use in your practice, you can grab that. If you have a pillow, just put it next to you and you'll start in a downward facing dog. You can start the playlist now. And the first song is called I Am Light. So I'll just play mine really low because for copyright reasons, I can't really have the music too loud. Plus, I want you to hear my cueing. Start to pedal out the legs, move the feet, the arms, the wrists, your head. And as you start to move, see what it feels like, and then follow that cue. You're always going to listen to your body first, teacher second. Shake the head, spread the fingers nice and wide, press into your fingertips, especially your index finger and your thumbs. Lift your heels, bend your knees, press your chest back towards your thighs and tuck your chin way into your chest. So this is tense. This is kind of bent and out of alignment. Start to sway the hips from side to side. So through that movement, we'll find release. And then lengthen through the hamstrings, draw the heels down towards the floor, the hips up towards the ceiling, release the head, give it a shake or a down dog. Take a big breath in through your nose, open your mouth, let it open. Lift your heels high, take your gaze forward and slowly roll out to a plank pose. And then from here, shift your weight a little farther forward into your hands, and feel your wrists, feel your fingertips, and maybe you come to the tips of the toes. And then draw the heels back. So find a little bit of movement here. Let's see what that feels like. Maybe you bend the knees and increase your range of motion. You feel a little bit more in the arms when you come forward into that plank. And then the next time you do shift forward, hold there, bring your knees down to the floor. Take it back to a child's pose. Let your feet be flat, drop your head down to the floor. Then slide the fingertips back towards your knees, drop your chin to your chest, and start to roll up. One vertebra at a time, you're sitting on your heels. Tuck the fingertips back behind you, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, puff your chest up towards the ceiling. We'll find a heart opening here. A little bit of a back bend, maybe drop your head. And start to press into the shins, lift your hips up off your heels. Take a little baby camel, nothing big. Just an opening, take some breath. And then lower your hips to your heels, take your gaze towards the front edge of your mat. Come to a downward facing dog. Lift your heels high, roll out to plank pose. On the breath out, lower everything down to the floor, hug the elbows in towards the ribs. Untuck the toes and come up through Cobra. Bhujangasana on your breath in. Breath out, lower down. And then continue here on your own. Maybe you drop your head and wave it on up. Cobra Pose, breath in, lower down, move when you're ready. Maybe you take your hands a little wider, touch your fingertips up onto the floor on the outsides of your mat. And then lower down. One more time on your own. Exhale, melt. Tap your toes, press into the balls of the feet. Press into your hands and draw your thumbs down a little bit so you're right underneath the chest. Engage through the quads. Take yourself up to a plank pose. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg. Bend your knee, open your hip. Roll the ankle, circle the knee. Take whatever movement feels good. And you get that left leg in on the action too. Come to a down dog split, lift your left heel, pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. You're in an EkaPadaKoundinyasanaII. And then draw the navel into the spine. Lift your hips slightly and see if you can come to the tip of the left toe. Once you're here, pull your right heel all the way into the hamstring. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh for a figure four. Take it back to a downward facing dog. And flex the right foot here. And draw the right knee back so you feel that hip release a little bit. You can find a little bit of buoyancy if you want to bounce it just a little. And then shift forward, bring your right shin down to the floor. At the same time, float the left leg and the right arm up. Play with balance here. See if you can find the alignment from the right fingertips to the left heel. Then draw the belly in, lengthen the neck, press out of the left arm. Reach back behind you, curl the hamstring, and grab hold of your left foot. Breath in, lift the chest, kick your foot into your hand. You can draw the right shoulder back. If you want to twist, turn your head to the right. You want to find a little bit more of a heart opener, look straight ahead, lift your chin. Start to guide the left thigh behind the right calf. You're coming to a Gomukhasana leg. Walk your fingertips forward. Your hips will be high to start. Shift the hips back. Now take your right arm underneath your left. So we're going to get all bent and twisted here like Astavakrasana. And then lower the right shoulder, maybe you look underneath the left arm. Press into your left hand, release the right, walk your fingertips forward. Now pull your hips back towards your heels. If this doesn't feel good on your knees, keep your hips up high. If you're okay with it, see if you can come all the way down to the heels. Drop your nose to your knee or your chin to your knee. And push back up, lift the chest, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Sink your right hip down to the floor as if you're in Anjaneyasana, but we have wide legs this time. Take your left hand to the inside of your left thigh and open the hip a little bit. Lay it back. So there's a little bit of a back bend. Yes. Good. Take your left fingertips forward to the inside of your left foot, and then walk your right fingertips forward. Wide-legged half split. So Ardha Hanumanasana, where the hands are coming forward. Drop your head in between your arms. Flex the left toes up. Maybe you shift the left hip back a little bit. So play with that. See what that feels like. Step into your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Float your right knee. Let's step the right foot to the outside of the right hand for wide-legged forward fold at the top of your mat. And then make this yours. Find some movement here. Bend and straighten the legs. Grab the elbows. And then hold yourself in the center. Take your right hand in front of your left toes and we'll twist it. Lift the left arm. If this is too much, bend your right knee. And you can find a little bit more length in the spine. So try that. Sweep the left arm over your ear. So feel that shoulder, feel the rotation, the synovial fluid release, come back through center. Take your left hand in front of your right foot and we'll sweep that up on the right side. Right arm lifts. Maybe you're bending the left leg and lay it back. Sweep the right arm over your ear. Come through center, bend both knees, climb your hands up your thighs, take breath in, and let's come to cat-cow. Breath out, navel to spine. Use the strength of the arms, roll the shoulders forward, really tuck the chin to the chest. And then you pause wherever you like or follow your own tempo of your breath. Next time you're in cat pose, hold it there, slide the hands down towards the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, open your mouth, let it go. Lift your heels, roll out through plank. Lower down knees, chest, and chin. Bhujangasana, Cobra under breath in. Breath out, lower down. Tuck the toes, plank pose. Soften the knees, floating child's pose. So find some length here and then sway the hips. Maybe you lift the hands, roll the wrists. Just move it to Van Morrison, it's all good. Come back to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Bend your knee, open your hip, and then find that movement there. I can't hear your ankle cracks. I know it's happening. Down dog, split, pull your left knee around towards your left shoulder. So we're aiming high here. Find the contraction through the abdominals. Hollow out. Draw your heel up into your hamstring. Press into your fingertips. No stress in the neck. Now cross the left ankle over the right thigh for a figure 4, down dog. Draw the left knee back. And make sure you're not on your right kneecap. You want to be over the top. You want to be a little higher to that quad. Bring your left shin down to the floor. You'll be kneeling, your right leg and your left arm floating to the balance. Now if you're feeling that lumbar spine, really drop up and in from here. Maybe you drop that right leg a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way up in the ceiling. Sweep the left hand back, pull the right hamstring, grab hold of the foot. Find the space. Gomukhasana legs, right knee guided directly behind that left calf. Walk the hands forward. Shift the hips back slightly and take that left arm underneath your right. We'll twist it like Astavakrasana. Lower the left ear. Release your left hand forward to meet your right. Start to walk the hips back. And then walk your fingertips in the opposite direction. Maybe you tent up to find a little bit more space. Drop the head. Pull your shoulders away from the ears and notice how much lower your head can go. Lift your chest. Press into your hand. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Release through the left hip. Right hand comes to the inner thigh of the right leg. You can even roll to the outer edge of your right foot if you like. Bring it back. Bring it back then. Walk your hands forward. You're on the inside of the right foot. Ardha Vinyasa, half split. Plant the right hip, pull it back, sway it, flex the right toes. Maybe drop your head. Rebend your right knee, tuck the left toes, float the left knee up off the floor. You have a little lunge here. And step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Bend both knees. Drop your head, let your arms hang, your head, find that little sway. And come back through center. We'll take a slow roll. We'll rise all the way to stand. Take your time. You don't have any kids bothering you, or pets. Inhale the arms up overhead and then grab hold of your right forearm. Step your right foot back behind your left to a Shiva pose. And we'll take a side stretch here. Press into the ball of the right foot and bend the knees. You're lifting up and out of the right ribs. And then continue, mount it on down for that forward fold. Step your right foot back for your head. Let your arms hang, let your head hang, soften the knees. Give the head a little shake, slow roll, rise to the top. Shoulder roll when you get there. Sweep the arms up overhead, grab hold of your left forearm. Step your left foot back behind your right for that Shiva. Breath in, lengthen. Breath out, lean. And then float it all the way down. Hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come to a plank pose. Let the shoulders shift a little farther forward till you feel the tips of the fingers Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Hug the elbows in towards the ribs. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Lift your heels, bend your knees, pull your hips back towards your heels, and then look up with your hands. So you have that floating child pose going on. Now shift it forward into plank and take the weight from your feet to your hands all the way to your fingertips. Shift your hips back and shift it forward. So just get comfortable with that feeling of leaning forward. You're not going to fall on your face because you have your fingertips and your arms to stop you. Okay. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, take your gaze forward. Step or float your way to the top of the mat. Breath in, get long, Ardha Uttanasana, full fold Uttanasana. Bend the knees, walk your fingertips way past your heels. So you need to bend the legs a lot. Now notice those armpits are squeezing into your thighs. So squeeze your arms against your legs. Cool. Take your gaze forward, lift your chest, make your way up to chair pose, Utkatasana. And then notice how the shoulders feel here. If this is making you miserable, bring your hands to a prayer at your heart. And then draw the shoulders back and lift the chest. Nice. On the breath in, rise all the way up, bring your hands together in a prayer, then interlace your fingers. Release your thumbs. Draw the knuckles back. Bring your arms back past your ears, and then bend at the elbow. Bring your thumbs towards your shoulder blades. And then drop your head back against the wrists as you open up the elbows. Inhale the arms up overhead, high prayer. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Come halfway up as you breathe in. Breath out, hands down, step or float. Vinyasa. Take a nice big breath in through your nose, flutter out the lips on the breath out. Head shake. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Pull your right knee towards your right shoulder for that EkaPadaKoundinyasanaII plank. Now you have options here. You can either hold it here or chaturanga the arms. Once you do that, see if you can lighten the weight of your right leg. So it's not laying on top of your arm. Lift it. Take it to a figure 4 down dog. And keep your right ankle crossed over your left thigh. Shift back into a plank pose, and then we'll turn it into a side plank. Bring the ball of the right foot down to the floor, and then spin to the outer edge of the left foot. Squeeze the legs together, and then lift the hips. Take your right arm over your head. Bring your right hand down to the floor, step your right foot forward, and we'll come on up to Warrior 2. Here we are. Breathe in for peace, sweep the right arm up and back, lengthen through the right ribs. Keep lifting from here. Notice where your shoulder is, drop your shoulder down. So you're lengthening through the right side body. Straighten your right leg and be in a reverse triangle. You can use the left arm for support so you're not sinking into the left side. And then shift it forward into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Hips travel back as the fingertips travel forward. Now if you have that block or that box, you can bring your fingertips to the inside of your foot, or maybe you bring your fingertips to the outside. You can bring your hand to your shin. Spiral the chest up towards the ceiling, lift the fingertips and take your gaze up. Engage through the quads, draw the kneecaps up. That's good. Sweep the left arm across the face and come to a wide-legged forward fold, parallel your feet. Now let's twist it here with your right fingertips reaching in front of your left toes. So instead of dropping your palm down, we're lifting this up. Lengthen the spine, twist from here. Notice if your hips are crooked, Find some evenness there, some alignment. And then sweep the left arm in front. Left fingertips land in front of your right toes. Bring your right arm up, breath in. Bring the hands down. Both hands going to frame the left foot. Let's play with Skandasana here. So it might be a little high to start. Take a little bounce, see what that feels like in the knees and the groins. Flex your right toes up and draw your pinky toe way back. And then shift to the other side. Good. And then just play with that. When you're ready to change sides, you will. Maybe you use that arm to keep that leg from caving in. We're going to press to the outer edge of the foot, not the inside. Nice. And then when you shift back to the left side, hold it there. We'll turn to the back edge of the mat. Heel toe your left foot a little wider. So you can find the lizard pose. Nice and easy, release the hip. Maybe the right knee comes down to the floor. Maybe the forearms come down. Or you can float that right knee and shift your weight slightly. So just be aware of that left knee. You don't want it to overshoot the left toes. To make the action more in this right leg. Nice. Now lower your right knee down to the floor. Curl the hamstring. Press up onto your hands. Spin your right foot back behind you. You'll be on your right shin. And then grab hold of your left shin. Pull your knee up towards your left shoulder. Take the back view. Extend the left leg and the left arm. Try to make one line. Step into your left foot, bring your left hand down, and step forward with your right foot in between your hands. Turn this low lunge. Spin your left heel, come on up, warrior two. Flying warrior, straighten both legs, parallel the toes. And let's turn towards the front, high Skandasana. I'm going to play with this here. Feel those groins. Open the hips a little bit more. Warrior two to the front of your mat. Spin your back heel. Peaceful warrior breath in. It's not what you think. Stay with me. Spiral the arms down to the floor. And we'll go low on this. Step your left foot back behind you. We'll come right into a rock star. So maybe you're here. And you want to hold more of a side plank. Otherwise, elevate the hips. Press into both feet. Sweep that left arm high. Left. Gaze down at your right hand, bring your left hand back down, float your left foot, there's an option, for one-legged chaturanga. Let me bring you back to your down dog. Breathe here. Lift your left leg. Bend your knee, open your hip. Just see if you can find a little bit more space there when you bend the knee. Down dog split, lift your right heel, take your gaze forward. Pull your left knee towards your left shoulder. EkaPadaKoundinyasanaII plank with straight arms. Now chaturanga the arms. And lift your left leg so it's light on your left arm. Lift the hips a tiny bit so your butt is up. Figure four down dog. Little push-up action there. Lift your right heel, make your turn into your plank pose. Bring the ball of the left foot down to the floor or the outer edge of that right foot. Sweep the left arm up. And reach it overhead. And push out of that right shoulder, let the neck be long. Bring your left hand down, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Spiral up, warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Sure that left knee is bent. Pressing to the outer edge of the right foot. That right arm be light. Not a crunch. Straighten your left leg, reverse your triangle. And then tip it into Bhujangasana. twist that left hand. There's length. You're reaching up with the right arm. Release the shoulder. You don't want tension. Sweep your right arm across your face. You'll come to that wide-legged forward fold. Press the retap. You're just gonna turn. Turn your toes out, your heels in. Bring your hands to the inner thighs. Use the arms to take those legs a little wider. So you come into goddess legs. Let's twist the right shoulder forward. You can really spiral this. Lift the chest a bit to lengthen the spine. Then you can twist even more so. So let the twist come from your torso and not your neck. Come back through center, reset, and then take it to the other side. Come back through center. Come to Skandasana. Bend the left leg straight, the right leg. So this might feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe this time you pick your hands up off the floor. Maybe you come to Young Mudra and you reach for that right foot. Shift it to the other side. Right arm continues to press to the inner thigh of that right leg. Lengthen the spine. Keep it active so we're not sinking. And then shift it to the back of your mat. Heel toe your right foot out. Lower down to lizard. Curl the hamstring. Whatever you did on the other side, and see if it feels any different. You can tuck the toes, float the left knee, find some movement. And the beauty of this practice and the privacy of your own home is you do what feels good for your body. I can't see how. So work from that feeling within. That's the beauty of your practice. It's unique to you. Now lower the left knee. Curl the hamstring, press up onto your hands. Spin your left foot back behind you and grab your right shin. So you have this little Bhujangasana side plank variation. Push out of the left arm, so it's not completely aligned underneath your left shoulder. You have this angle. You use the strength of the arm, and then pull that right knee up. Up, I see a cup. Now extend that right leg and that right arm over. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Either flex the foot, point the toes. Bring your right hand down and your right foot. Step forward with your left foot. Come to a low lunge. Warrior two. Flying warrior on the breath in. Skandasana on the breath out. Warrior two to the front of your mat. Peaceful warrior. Spiral the arms down, lift your left foot, step back behind you, rock star. Or maybe side plank, or maybe you're just trying to balance here. You can bring your knee down if that's too much. Really go with it. Lift those hips all the way up to the ceiling. Up and up. Right hand comes back down to your mat, float the right foot through Vinyasa. Breathe. Bring your feet together. Lift your heels, bend your knees, pull your hips back toward your heels, take your gaze forward. Shift forward into plank. So play with that momentum, but there's still control here. If you have enough room in your space and you love your arm balances, you want to take a few hops into a handstand, do that. Play with that. Yeah, make sure your gaze is in between your hands. I'm coming to scroll. Nice. Beautiful. And then either step or float your way to the top of the mat. Do the Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Woo! Take the hips, let's come to chair, we'll make it nice and easy for you. Lift your heels. Wing the arms back, diver. Take your time. Hips are shifting back, fingertips are reaching back, and then the chest and crown of the head are coming forward. Heels are high. Contract through those abs, lift up and in. Pull your hands down to the floor. Let your knees find your armpits. We're ready for Cobra Pose. And this is where that pillow might come in handy. You can place it right in front of your face. And then the pressure is off, really. Ooh, nice. Beautiful. Yeah, maybe you lift one foot, maybe you don't lift either foot. You just put shifting that weight, learning to trust yourself, feeling the magic of those fingertips, the strength you have in your fingers. They're so important when we come to those arm balances. And then if you want to float that back, Vinyasa, we'll wind up in a downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath in. Walk your hands halfway back to your feet. We'll just stretch out the wrist for a hot second. Flip your left hand so that the top of your hand is on the floor and your palm is facing you. Fingertips are pointing in the direction of your toes. And pull back a little bit. You're keeping the back of the hand flat on the mat. When you're ready to switch, roll the left wrist and then do the same thing with the right hand. And then release it. Walk the hands forward, you're in a downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. All right, let's have some fun with this. Take this where you want it to go, okay? If you want to add on, make it a little more interesting, or if you just want to keep it low and comfortable, do that. Lift your right leg. Pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. Shoulder, 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 we're going high. Drop it onto the arms, maybe you float it into Kundanyasana. And then if you're here, try to lighten the load of that right leg, keep lifting your left leg. Bring your left foot down, hug your right thigh into your chest, and we'll come to a fallen triangle. Left arm floats up. Yes. You can put your foot on the floor. Reach the left arm overhead. Step your right foot forward, warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Straighten the right leg, lift up to lay it back. Shift it into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Sweep the left arm across the face, little change here. Parallel your toes, but frame your left foot. So this is where that block might come in handy. You can raise the floor. Pull your right knee up towards your right shoulder. Like you're doing an old school Jane Fonda hydrant. And then tent up onto your left fingertips, grab hold of your right big toe with your peace fingers, and lengthen through the right leg. So if you're here and you're happy, you'll stay here. Maybe you bend the left leg, so you can bring the left hand to the shin, and then straighten your right leg again. Now this is going to be slow. Soften the left leg. Release the right foot. We're lowering all the way down into Skandasana with no crash. Yeah. Shift towards the back of your mat. Lizard pose. Bring the forearms down. Lower your right knee, curl your right hamstring. This time we'll take a twist. Take your right hand towards your left foot. You can roll to the outer edge of the foot. Open that hip a little bit. Left hand can come to the inner thigh. Or maybe you reach back behind you and grab hold of your right foot and lay it back. Release the bind. Spin your right knee behind you. You're going to grab hold of your left big toe. And come to that side plank Bhujangasana. This time you're splitting. Good, see in the mirror. Now release the foot. Sweep your arm overhead. Find the alignment. Drop your left foot, left hand. Step forward with your right foot in the lunge. Come to a high lunge. Sweep the arms up overhead. Frame the ears. Easy on the balance. Wing the arms back. We'll come to a perch pose. Now you have the choice of bringing your fingertips down to the floor or letting them float behind you. From here, open it up to Ardha Chandrasana, half movement. And anything you want to do with the arms, you can float them up off the floor. You can have your right fingertips down. You want to take it into Shavasana, grab hold of your left foot. You lay it back. So you're kicking your foot into your hand, you're lifting your chest at the same time. Release the foot, step it back, warrior two. Flying warrior breath in. High Skandasana, breath out, you're facing the front of the mat. Warrior two, right into peace, let it all connect, move when you're ready. Float it down, come back to rock star. See if it feels any different. And then maybe you want to yeah, that's it, nice. Beautiful. And then maybe you want to bring it into a full wheel. Find that transition. When you're ready, bring the hand down, take a vinyasa, add anything you like. And now listen, you let those chin stands. Do your thing. And then breathe. Looking good. Nice. All right, let's do that left side. Big breath in, lift the left leg high. Pull the knee towards the shoulder. Dump it onto the arms, you choose, maybe you float it up into the balance. Try to lift the chest. Step your right foot down, fall in triangle to the other side. Left leg goes through. And of course, you can bring your left foot down to the floor if you like. Reach overhead. Step your left foot forward, warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Straighten your left leg, triangle pose. That could be a slow transition. Enjoy that. Breathe here for a moment. And sweep that right arm across your face, parallel the toes. Soften your right knee, we're coming over to frame the right foot. Pull your left knee up towards your left shoulder. And then all those options. Grab hold of your left big toe. Straighten the left leg. So you can stay here with both legs straight. Maybe soften that right knee if you're taking weight off of your right hand. And if you use the left arm to support, pressing into the shin. Release your left foot, let it be slow. Soften your right leg. We're coming all the way down. Skandasana. Shift to the back of your mat, lizard pose, heel toe your right foot out. Lower the forearms down. Left knee drops to the floor, curl the left hamstring. Maybe this is nice, staying low. See what it feels like. You want to come onto the left forearm, bring your left hand to your right foot, roll to the outer edge of your right foot so you have a little more space here. Grab hold of your foot behind you. And then you decide what the grip is. You really find a twist if you come to the outer edge of the foot, like that. You find a little bit more length in the spine, a little bit more openness. In the breath, there's no pull on the shoulder. So we're kind of mangled here, like Astavakrasana. Release the twist, bring your hand down. Spin your left foot back behind you, grab hold of your right big toe. Side plank variation, Bhujangasana, lift that right foot. Yes. Notice if you're collapsing in that left arm, push up, everything lifts, you're going back, you're coming a little baby back bend here. And then with control, release the toe, float the arm and the leg. Hold for breath. Look down at your left hand, bring your right foot down, step your left foot forward in between your hands. High lunge when you're ready. And give yourself a moment to find that alignment. Big balance pose. Wing the arms back or bring the fingertips down the floor for perch. You're literally kneeling on your left calf. And then when you're ready, open it up to Ardha Chandrasana. Any variation of the arms. If you took Trikonasana on the other side, we'll do it on this side. When you're ready to release it, with control, release the foot. Loaded back, warrior two. And no crashes. Flying warrior. Let's take a forward fold here with wide legs. So I know some of you like to do headstands and inversions. So here's an opportunity. What's really nice about practicing in your house, if you have a sofa there or a chair, you can use that to support the back. So not necessarily the feet to the wall, but feeling the back supported by that piece of furniture. That gives you a little bit more control. So there's a little more activation in the legs, and you feel as if you're actually coming into balance on your own. If you don't like to go upside down, just take a forward fold here. Or maybe you come to goddess legs and take a really wide Navasana. You can use the triceps. Keep those legs in place. You can come to Hakini Mudra with your fingertips meeting right at the heart. Nice. Yes, beautiful. I love it. That's my favorite part of class, when I say do your thing and people are coming into all different shapes because you're listening to your body, and that's what we want to do here. All right, so if you're done with that inversion, bring your feet to the floor. We have all day to play with that. From here, sweep the arms out wide to a T, lengthen the spine, and lifting the chest. On the breath in, high prayer above your head. We'll pick up where we left off, high Skandasana, facing the front of your mat. Come through warrior to peaceful warrior. Spiral the arms down, rock star, or maybe wheel. Look down with that left hand. When you're ready for your vinyasa, you'll spin it out. And then walk your feet halfway up the mat and have a seat. Okay. We okay? All right. So, we are coming to Astavakrasana. All it is an 8-angle pose. I'll show you how to get into it. The hardest part really is trusting yourself enough to shift your chest forward. So if you have that pillow handy, take it out. And that's going to be right in front of your face. So before we come into it, I'll give you a little drill just to get the feeling of the momentum and the contraction of where you need to go with this to get the legs to be secure around that arm. So you just pull your right knee back, okay? We'll do this later, you don't have to do it now, I'm just going to do it for you. Take your right shin, your right calf over your shoulder. So if you can get the back of the knee over the shoulder, the higher the better. Don't do it yet, I'm just going to show you, okay? Right hand comes down to the floor. You'll hook the left ankle over the right. Now this acts as a lock because you want that right leg to stay engaged. It's squeezing over that right arm. Both hands are coming forward. You want to have enough space that you can fit, but you don't want to be too wide. So figure a little wider than you would hold your crow. You need to shift forward, so you're going to rock and bring the chest. This is where you have to trust yourself that you know you're not going to bump your nose on the floor, and if you do, you have a pillow to catch it. You shift forward just enough to lift the hips up off the floor. Start to straighten the legs and chop it under the arms. So now you're squeezing that right arm, but there's still length in the spine and you're pressing into your fingertips. And then you'll bring it, okay? So before we start that, come to a tabletop. I'll talk you through it again. And then I'll give you an option for another transition if you do that, and you do that in your sleep. So turn your fingertips to face towards your heels, towards the front edge of your mat. Make sure the arms are wide enough that your hips can fit through. And then we'll push up to the tabletop. So the hips are projected up. Spread the fingers wide, press into your fingertips. Now start to straighten the legs. You'll flex your toes, press your hips back. Pull the belly button in and up, lift your hips up. So this is the same engagement that you want. Press into your fingertips. Pull the bandhas, suck it in, hold it there, you're still breathing, and then shift back to tabletop. Good, do that again, shift the hips back. Strong legs. Hips go back, now up. Take your gaze forward instead of dropping your head so you can lift your chest. Yes. Now come back into your tabletop. Hold. Drop your hips down to the floor. Now we'll do that same thing, but this time we're turning the hands out. So to the right and the left, spread the fingers wide. See what that feels like? It'll be different in the wrist, but you're still pressing into your fingertips. Lift your hips. Draw the shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades draw towards each other, and then shift back. Shift forward. Shift back. Push out of your hands. Come back to tabletop. Have a seat. Interlace your fingers. And then roll the wrists. Okay. So we're ready for Astavakrasana. I'll talk you through it. If you come into Astavakrasana and that's in your regular practice, we'll transition into Koundinyasana from there. Astavakrasana. Keep squeezing your right leg against your right arm, and then take it into your Koundinyasana. And then we have to come back to where we started. And then bring it back. So the whole time, this leg is hanging onto that arm like a magnet. All right? So if you're coming to 8 angle, Astavakrasana, pull your right knee back. And if this isn't your thing at all, you can play with a figure 4. Just walk your hips toward your heels and lengthen the spine. That's another really nice hip opener. If you want to try it, go it. So this opens up, pulls back, and then it's nice and high in the shoulder. Once you're squeezing that right leg, lock the foot. So the left ankle comes to save the day. Now you can squeeze down, and that arm is nice and secure. Hands come forward. Lean forward just to lift the hips. And then once you lift the hips, chop it under the arms, bring the chest forward, and kick the legs out. Now I'm watching. Yeah. Now come to Koundinyasana from there. So you'll keep your right leg straight, Susanna, because you're squeezing that inner thigh to your tricep. And the pillow's always there. Yeah, and if you fall, you fall. It's all good. Yes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You got it, you got it. Chaturanga the arms. Galaxy 58, is that what that says? Yeah, bend your arms. So you have to trust yourself. Just like you come into crow, it's really hard to do a straight armed crow. I mean, you can. This is a hell of a lot easier than that. So bend the arms a little bit. Try the other side. Yes. All right, Susanna, now keep that left leg straight. Pull the belly button into your spine, straighten your arms just a little bit. Yes! Nice, beautiful. Fatima, your arms are a little wide. Yeah, your arms are wide, they're too wide. This is the width for a linebacker. That's not you. Yeah. All right, you good with that? All right, you can practice that for the rest of the day. Let's come back to the mat. Extend the legs out in front of you. You've never done that before. Excellent job. Let's pull the sits bones back, flex the toes up, inhale the arms up overhead, and release the fingers. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Let's take it forward. Paschimottanasana. And let the arms just hang. Forearms might come down to the floor. Drop your head. Let the chin into the chest and we'll roll it up. Take your left leg wide. And bring your right sole of the foot to the inner thigh. We'll set it for Bhujangasana. Draw the sits bones back and make sure that your chest and your ribs are aligned over that. Inhale the arms up overhead. On the exhale, shift forward and then pull the hip back. Don't fold down. So we're reaching out. Draw your left toes back. Pull your left hip back. Reach your fingertips and your chest forward. So you have that opposition, that pull, that lengthening. So we're not caving into it. And then once the head drops down to the shin, lift the arms up so you feel your shoulders. So your neck is straight, your head is straight. And then release into it, drop the arms down. Tuck your chin into your chest and we'll roll it up. Pull your left foot to meet your right. We'll come to Baddha-Konasana. Big breath in, so tall. Now shift the weight back, lift your feet. We'll take a floating Baddha-Konasana. True butterfly here. Wrap your left forearm. You can get the crook of your elbow to the top of your left foot and then wrap it. And then maybe you grab both elbows. Draw the arches of the feet towards the center of the chest and press the knees away from you. Yeah. Now the worst thing that happens here is that you rock back. It'll be okay. Cool. Grab the outer edges of your feet. We have control. Navasana, both pose. See if you connect the arms and the legs, the elbows and the knees, and then the forearms and the shin. And if this happens, go with it. Just make sure there's nothing behind you. And then take the arms up overhead. Pull your knees into your chest. Drop your left knee, extend your right leg, set up Bhujanga on the other side. To adjust the sits bones. Hold them back, you have that length in the spine. Directly over the right leg, you have the arms up overhead, keep lifting up. Pull the sits bones back as you start to come forward, not down. You're reaching out as you're pulling that right hip back. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. Let the forehead rest on the shin. Continue to reach the arms forward and then lift your thumbs up towards the ceiling. Then release. Tuck your chin to your chest and start to roll that up. This time extend the left foot to meet the right. Give both legs a shake. Now we did a lot of shoulders today. So walk your hands back behind you. Press into your feet, lift your hips. You're in this really funky tabletop. Tilt your pelvis towards the ceiling and then bring your hips towards your heels. So you have a lot of length from your fingertips to your hips. And right now your shoulders are probably rolling forward, so roll them back. And then maybe straighten the legs. So you can walk your fingertips towards each other until your pinkies touch. And then once that happens, draw the shoulders back, puff the chest up, maybe drop your head. Press down in your left hand. Sweep your right arm across your chest, and maybe the fingertips can reach the floor. Maybe you turn your gaze and you look at your left hand. Bring your right hand back to where you got it, so just return to the scene of crime. Readjust, walk the fingertips away, maybe you reach a little farther back towards the back edge of your mat. Draw the shoulders back with the chest. Press into your right hand and sweep the left arm across. Fingertips connect to the floor. Reach your left hand back behind you. This time, walk the hands away from each other. Lower everything down. Pull your knees into your chest. Tight squeeze, wrap your arms around the shins, interlace your fingers, whatever feels good for you. Maybe bring your hands to your knees and you start to make a circle. So anything that massages that lumbar spine. And I take both legs up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. Take the arms overhead in a cactus shape so you feel the shoulders, the shoulder blades release to the floor. Roll the ankles. Come into happy baby. Now you decide if you want the arms on the insides of the feet, on the outside. Full spine stays down on the floor. Maybe you sway this from side to side, touching the thighs. Maybe you bend one leg and straighten the other. Guiding the toes down towards the floor. Maybe you want to take both legs. Toes touch the floor. And then release, sit well, release that sacrum down to the floor. Maybe lift your head, lift your chest. And then pull that back in. Take a spinal twist, drop both knees over to the left side. You can bring the arms to a T, any variation. Straighten that right leg. Draw the shin towards your left ear. Maybe you reach down with your right hand to grab hold of your left foot for a half hero. Whatever feels good. And then come back through center. Take a breath here, right in the middle. And then transition to the right side. Whatever you did on the other side. And then come back through center. Put your knees into your chest. Interlace your fingers around your shins. Lift your head. Bring your nose to your knees. Get really small and tight. And then big release. Take the arms and legs wide. Make a big X. Float everything down to the floor. Shavasana. If you have the playlist and you're listening to it, I'm just going to pop ahead. Horizon. Last song, take a nice deep breath in, big breath out. And if you want to stay in Shavasana for the next 3 hours, you can do that. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath. Let your next inhale be a nice deep one. And taking your time, introduce some movement back into your body. Fingers and toes and wrists, head and ankles. And let those movements become a little bit bigger, a little broader. Extend the arms high above your head, lengthen your legs, flex your feet. And then draw in a breath, point your toes in one direction, reach your fingertips in the opposite, fill all the way. And then in a lion's breath, stick out your tongue, let it all go. Plant your feet to the floor and roll onto whichever side you prefer. And press your way up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to a prayer at your heart. Bow your head with gratitude and in honor of everything that makes you beautiful. Your wisdom, your kindness. Whatever your special quality is that you have to offer Embrace that. Let that shine through. Don't be too consumed about what's happening on the outside, because this is a lesson that we're all learning in these crazy times. And then let's breathe in for one sound of Om to close our class. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Hopefully you got something out of this practice. If you have any comments or questions, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, you can leave a message on the chat. I'm gonna unmute you all so we can all say one namaste, but not yet, not yet. Unmute.
Wait, Laura, before we go, I have a special request.
Who's speaking?
It's Fatima.
Oh, okay, there you are. I have to find you. All right, hold on one second. So everybody's cool, right? You can all hear each other. Okay, what's your request?
We all have to sing our goddess yogi happy birthday. Ready?
You gonna say happy birthday?
Yes.
Yes.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, this is recording.
Happy birthday, dear Laura. Happy birthday
to you.
Yay!
Birthday, Laura.
Wait, hold scroll so I can see all of your faces. Beautiful. There, everybody took their video off, you big babies. Oh my God, Deirdre Mitchell, do you remember me?
I sure do.